Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soundbyte. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be jumping into some Kreator German thrash metal. Obviously, being a fan of this band for a long time as well. I haven't done any Kreator content on this channel yet, so I haven't done any sort of the previous stuff or any of the sort of legacy stuff or anything like that. But I thought I'd check out the brand new track that they've just released called Serpents, which is off their new album Krushers of the World. It's Krushers is spelt with a K, so a little bit different there. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting track because I haven't really listened to much Kreator lately. So it's been a while. So I obviously they have a certain sound that I kind of recognize them for, and a lot of people kind of know them for, because they have a lot more melody in their stuff than a lot of the other thrash metal bands that you will kind of sort of recognize, you know. One of the things that kind of stands out about them. So when I heard that it had a new track sort of dropped along with the music video, I thought, well, I've got to check this one out, you know. So and then after this, I guess I'll have to go and check out some more Kreator, some of their older stuff, and you know, Extreme Aggression and things like that. You know, some of their sort of well-known tracks. But this is going to be an interesting track to check out. I haven't seen the video before yet, obviously. So this is something that I haven't really done much of as well. Like with a lot of the videos from Kreator that's been released over the years, I haven't really watched a lot of them, only a few of them, bits and pieces here and there. So so this time I'm going to actually just sit down and actually watch the video and see what this is all about. So let's get into it. Kreator, Serpents. There we go. Oh yeah, there's that Kreator sound. Another band that has that trademark sound you just know them for, you know. Didn't recognize them. The first upon breaks ring, shattering visions in its power. The second whispers death. Also been very consistent over the years as well. Character there looked like something from Lord of the Rings or something, right? One of the things about Kreator is that, like I mentioned, the Extreme Aggression and things like that, some of their older material, they kind of were much more, I guess, more heavier and aggressive, I guess, in some of their earlier sort of days. And once they kind of added this sort of more melodic sort of side of the band, it kind of opened up their sound a little bit more, I guess, you know, and sort of became more melodic and groovier and things like that, you know. I guess they were a little bit more technical to some degree in their sort of earlier days, which was a lot of sort of death metal kind of stuff, I guess, sort of influenced in there. But this is kind of what the Kreator have been doing for a number of years now, which is kind of this kind of groovy sort of melodic thrash metal, and fantastic as always. You're not going to get anything particularly new here. This is kind of what Kreator do, and they do it very well. So this song is kind of stock standard as far as what you would expect from Kreator. But nonetheless, if you enjoy this kind of stuff and you're into this band, this is right up your alley, you know. So it's definitely got all the things that you love about Kreator. Like dude from he was in Dragon Sword. I can't remember his name. solo coming up. I like this bit. Short but sweet. Yeah, short but sweet solo there. Nothing too sort of flashy. Just sort of got to the point really quickly. The one thing that I also have to mention about Kreator and just the general sort of sound that comes from that part of the world is melody seems to be a big thing, and I kind of feel like that's a bit of a classical influence because obviously classical music is kind of from that, you know, sort of part of the world, I guess, originally. And I always feel like that classical influence sort of seeped into sort of a lot of the metal stuff, or, you know, from there. And obviously it's been an influence on all kinds of different sort of parts of the world as far as the music and things like that. But I always feel like the Europeans kind of took that and kind of ran with it a little bit more than the others, you know. So there's always that sort of sense of melody that's kind of stronger there than sort of like your more Western or American or whatever you want to call it, you know, sort of bands and stuff. So, and yeah, Kreator obviously do that very well here. And that's, like I said, this song is kind of what they do best. It's kind of like that melodic thrash metal stuff. Love the breakdown, love the riffs they've been doing so far as well. So it's been really cool. There we go. Kreator there with Seven Serpents that comes off their new album, Krushers of the World, which is to be out earlier next year in January. So fantastic as always. They are always very consistent, much like some of the other bands like Testament and stuff that I've reacted here. Their consistency, these bands that have been around for such a long time and yet they still deliver stuff like this. It's unbelievable, you know, because I think that's a lot of the reason why people have been sort of reluctant to kind of check out new bands and stuff, because the stuff that's coming from the sort of older bands, it's still there. Like they're still putting out killer material, you know, all these bands that have been kind of have been around for such a long time, and to be able to still come up with material that while not groundbreaking by any means, it still kind of delivers what you want from them, you know. There's some bands who have kind of never changed over the years, and it's become a bit stale or whatever, you know. And I guess you could sort of say that with some bands in the sort of thrash metal genre, but I don't know. Some of the bands have kind of kept it to the point where it's kind of it's still interesting to hear and listen to, you know. So whether it kind of has that stamina and sort of lasts another 20 years where you kind of go back to it, I don't know. It could be a grower, or it could be just sort of one of those albums that disappears or whatever, you know. It does happen. But all I know is that Kreator have just delivered another killer track here with Seven Serpents, so I really enjoyed that. Thank you for tuning in as always. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to those who have subscribed. If you want to see me do more Kreator stuff, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely check it out. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video.